Welcome to the Rio Grande Foundation's second annual Lights of Liberty Luncheon. Before we get started, please disable your cell phones, pagers, and Blackberries, and any other noise-making devices, including my cell phone. Thank you for attending this important event, both to support the Rio Grande Foundation and to show appreciation for the efforts of the community leaders that have done great things for the causes of improving government and restoring it to its appropriate role over the past year. At the outset, I want to thank some of the people who make the Rio Grande Foundation possible. The following board members are in attendance. Vic Bruno is our treasurer. Just a wave, Vic. Ben Alimo is our secretary. And Frank Bird is also on the board. Many RGF staffers helped put this event on as well. Jean Baugh is our vice president. I'm sad to say that we're losing her at the end of the month, as she will be moving on to work for the Foundation for Economic Education in Atlanta, Georgia. And but she's been a great asset to this organization, and it's good to see at least that other organizations recognize that we have good people and talent working for us. So we're both sad and proud about Jean's departure. Other employees in attendance include Paige McKenzie, our Transparency Project Manager. Look for an announcement of a big website coming out soon on her transparency site. And Jim Scarantino runs the New Mexico Watchdog site. And our newest employee, Rob Nikolewski, is right there, a Capitol reporter. And also we had 4 interns here with us this summer: Corey Davis, Luke DeGrider, Justin Molmeyer, and Kelly Walker, who was the lovely lady taking your entry fees and checking off the list in the front. So thanks to all the interns. As you know, the Rio Grande Foundation is New Mexico's only free market-oriented think tank. We work to provide and promote the intellectual underpinnings of constitutionally limited government in New Mexico. In fact, we work closely with each of the award winners today, both on ideas and issue formulation, and to strategize how to succeed in making the most positive impact in their reform efforts. More recently, the Foundation put together the only televised GOP gubernatorial debate on Channel 4. We spurred the creation of a website, RGF Watch, which is entirely dedicated to keeping an eye on the work of the Rio Grande Foundation, our efforts to limit government in New Mexico. In fact, the site, which is evidently put on by a group of left-wing conspiracy nuts, claimed that we had turned KOB-TV Channel 4 into the New Mexico equivalent of Fox News. So I think that alone is enough to make you want to support the Rio Grande Foundation. So obviously they think we're effective, and even though they don't like it, it makes me proud that we've got a whole website set up to oppose us. Before I get started with this year's Lights of Liberty award winners, I want to recognize Jeff Van Dyke, last year's award winner, because this is our second annual. So Jeff, give us a wave. But we have 3 awards, and the first one is to State Senator Sander Rue. He is an Albuquerque state senator, District 23 on Albuquerque's west side. He has been in that position since 2008. His full-time job is real estate appraiser. He served on the City of Albuquerque's Open Space Advisory Board and the city's Board of Ethics and Campaigns. He's also the founding president and current vice president of the Rancho Sereno Neighborhood Association and served on the board of the Petroglyph Little League from 2007 to 2009. Before being elected to the New Mexico State Senate in 2008, Rue had been involved for years in issues that impact the quality of life on Albuquerque's west side. He worked with other west side activists for the construction of the Montano Bridge, which, thank you very much, I benefit from that nearly every day. The expansion of Paseo del Norte and other much needed road infrastructure. The construction and design of new schools and the creation of neighborhood associations. Senator Rue believes that advances in technology afford us an opportunity now to get the public involved in policy making and oversight for children. Please help me welcome Senator Rue. Next award winner is Senator Tim Keller. He's on a family vacation and not available to attend today, but Kurt Johnson will be accepting the award in his place. And so I'll read a little bit about Senator Keller. And by the way, if you get a chance, you didn't get a chance on the way in, but get a chance on the way out, we have interviews with each of the award winners. These will also be posted on the website of the Rio Grande Foundation, so you can check out a little bit more information, because we all know that everyone here has a job and works. We try to do 1-hour presentation very quickly, and so we don't have the time to have everyone give their own talks. But Senator Tim Keller represents District 17, also known as the International District, in New Mexico State Senate. He's a native New Mexican and was born and raised in Albuquerque. He graduated from St. Pius High School and attended the University of Notre Dame, where he earned a bachelor's degree studying public service, art history, and finance. He went on to earn an MBA with honors from Harvard Business School. After completing his MBA at Harvard, he returned to New Mexico and became a senior manager at Booz & Company, specializing in strategic planning and industry evolution. Tim led projects in strategy under uncertainty and on organizational performance, helping clients culture, transformation, and change. While in Cambodia, Tim also worked for the World Bank and USAID Economic Development. He put his values and business skills to work in the community, volunteering for groups that foster economic opportunities in Albuquerque's Southeast Heights. Tim serves on the board of the New Mexico Private Equity Fund, the Open Hands Foundation, and the Asian American Association, and Albuquerque Southeast Team for Entrepreneur Development. Kurt Johnson, who will be accepting the award on behalf of Senator Keller, is a recent transplant, along with his wife Mary Ellen, from South Dakota. And the nature of the award is from doing work on the State Investment Council, reforming that organization here in New Mexico. And so Kurt has served on South Dakota's Investment Council for 20 years, including time as the board chairman. South Dakota Investment Council strives to be a low-cost shop with superior returns, and they have achieved this. They are #1 in the nation over their 39-year history. They have no consultants, no lawyers, no lobbyists, and they train their investment personnel. New Mexico, of course, has all of these and underperforms nearly everyone else. So we certainly could use that expertise here in New Mexico. So with Kurt's background in trust funds, he watched with interest as Senator Keller had pre-filed a bill dealing with the State Investment Council. So Johnson made a quick adoptee of his new land, the land of enchantment. He testified 5 times during the last legislative session and helped Senator Keller pass the legislation to reform the State Investment Council. So on behalf of Senator Tim Keller, Kurt Johnson. Carson is a working mom and one of the lead spokespersons for the Albuquerque Tea Party. She decided that she could no longer sit back and watch the country our founding fathers created being destroyed by an out-of-control government. She quickly discovered she was not alone. She joined a community of like-minded volunteers. The nonpartisan Albuquerque Tea Party was created. Over the past 16 months, the board of directors have recruited and organized other citizens, the vast majority with no experience in political activism. In this time, the Tea Party has held 3 major rallies, 4 town hall meetings and forums, 3 meet and greet the candidates, and numerous email and phone campaigns, to name a few activities. Their events have attracted as many as 10,000 concerned conservative thinkers from all walks of life and all political stripes. The mission of the Albuquerque Tea Party is to preserve the constitutional rights of the citizens of the United States by limiting government, constraining government spending and taxation, and advancing a free market economy. Goals that obviously the Rio Grande Foundation shares tremendously with the Tea Party. And Tina is here not just by herself, but on behalf and with many of the board members of the Tea Party, and those members include Holly Fatah, Kareem Fatah, Tina Carson, Rick Moreland, Dave Harris, Debbie Weissman, Luann Hunt, Paul Grunwald, Paul Becht, Tom Bacon, and Lee Parsons.
Ask them to stand.
Stand up, yes. All the board members. Jean Baugh, do you have a few quick comments?
It's a real honor to be here one more time on behalf of the Rio Grande Foundation. Oh my, who would have thought this was going to happen? Okay, I'm back. I don't know who that person was, but she left tears in my eyes. I joined the Rio Grande Foundation a year and a half ago. Sorry, and it changed my life. Paul Gething has been a mentor to me, and he led me to see and believe ideas that I had taught my children from the time they were born, but didn't recognize as part of a larger movement. And I am so grateful for that opportunity. The reason I'm here today is because as I have worked with the Rio Grande Foundation, I've had the opportunity to meet people throughout the state of New Mexico, people like each of you, who have not only welcomed me to the state, but become my friends, and friends of the Rio Grande Foundation. And I here as the fundraiser for the Rio Grande Foundation want to personally thank you for that, but also from the Rio Grande Foundation, we want to remind you that without you, we could not do the things that we do. It's because of donors like you, it's because of your passion, it's because of your sharing of ideas that the Rio Grande Foundation is expanding and is becoming even a stronger force in the state of New Mexico than it was when I arrived. Paul Gessing has done an amazing job. We now have Jim Scarantino, we have Rob Nicoleski, we of course have Paige, we have these amazing interns. We're a very small shop, but what we crank out, I'm very proud of, and I really applaud the efforts of the Rio Grande Foundation. One of the people that I met just recently is a donor. She and her husband have come to some of our events, and suddenly I started seeing her name recurring monthly with a very generous donation. She has joined the 9 Club. For those of you who are familiar with the 9 Club, it's our sustainable fundraising effort for people to give $9 a month and be able to make that $108 donation every year and make it a little easier on the pocketbook, because at $9 a month, most of us can afford that. It's 2 lattes. This person's donation kept increasing, and I'm not going to share her personal information, but every month I kept seeing this amazing donation come through, and finally I called Paul and I said, we need to meet this lady. So Elizabeth Keene, if you would come forward, I want to tell people just a little bit about you, and we have a word for you. Elizabeth. had lots of jobs over the years. She has been a nurse. Right now, this is what Paul and I found about her when we found out about her when we took her to lunch. Not up here. She's reporting state legislation. She works for someone and she has this amazing access to state legislation across the nation. She did that in her former life and she has returned to it and has been doing it for about 5 years. So she's very informed on the issues. She will be a great asset to the Rio Grande Foundation at whatever level she chooses to stay involved. We are thrilled to have her. Tomorrow is her 30th wedding anniversary and her husband is here. Robert is here. She has 2 daughters. One daughter is at the University of Pennsylvania and the other daughter is here today. Maggie's here. Thank you for coming, Maggie. And I think that Elizabeth's quote sums up why we're all doing what we're doing. And her quote is, "It's a scary time for our country." And it truly is. And it's because of people like you and people like Elizabeth that the Rio Grande Foundation and other think tanks like it are able to spread the ideas that people need to hear, that one economics lesson that they've missed that will help them understand why the things that we believe in are so important. So Elizabeth, it's my honor to present to you the Friend of Liberty Award. And this is for Elizabeth. And this is what all of your awards look like, by the way, those of you who got boxes. They look like